Let's go. Get over here. Come here. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Yeah. Okay, it says we're live. That says we're live. Okay. What are you doing? Whew. It is a little bit chilly this morning, which makes sense. I mean, we're at, what, 8,000 feet? Almost, 7,600 feet. So, I guess not almost. But we are going to go a few miles down the AZT, which is right next to our campsite. So this has always been, this was my, coming here the last couple of years, my favorite campsite right here. But we might have to move because I realized this morning when I hadn't seen my dog for a long time that, and then I went over and investigated, that whoever was here last time decided they are a horrible human being. My nose is kind of, and they were just gonna dump, they dumped their waste out of their black water out of their freaking camper right over here on the edge of the campsite. So here, one of the best campsites out here, which I was surprised we were able to get, because gosh dang it, I locked the doors, but I need my sunglasses. Okay, so now we're back. So anyways, they dumped all their stuff over here, and so she was eating it, to include, human excrement, just chowing down, and I cannot keep her away from it. So I'm gonna have to decide what we're gonna do, but I could go and look for another campsite. But I'm kind of tempted to maybe just stay here one more night. And then, sorry about that, everybody. I gotta turn this thing on too. There we go. Now we're good. But so I'm kind of thinking about maybe just staying here one more night, and then tomorrow we will maybe go down to Black Canyon. I have to go down to Black Canyon probably on Saturday anyways, but I don't know, I really wanted to spend some time here. I think that it's like there's way more people here than I thought there would be. Whew. Gosh dang it. There is something flying around the air here that is making my allergies go crazy. I noticed that last night. I mean, I probably could just park up here and she would stay away from that. And we're really close to the road right here. It's fairly level. And if I needed to use my Starlink, I could. I don't know. It's supposed to be about this temperature for the next... Nari, come on. Hey. Nari. Nari, come on. What is she doing? Nari. Nari, come on. We're going this way. I should have actually probably put my waist leash on and get her trained with that. I'm a little worried. Okay, one thing I have to... Okay, before we go anywhere, I'm going to go down this way first. Just because I want to see what's down here. I've never done it. As much as I've sat here, I've actually never gone down this way. The nice thing about this area is, like on this side, I have line of sight of a cell tower. So I have great signal. I have 4 bars right here of 4G. But once I jump on the AZT, which is a little ways back that way, going either direction, that way is the highway. That way goes towards the other, the end, the terminus, northern terminus. I mean, it's still like 20, 30 miles that way, but it's very rolly up here on the plateau. So you can lose signal pretty easy. There's some spots on the other side that I really like a lot. Here, I'm actually going to change camera views and hope. So many thoughts right now going through my head, like the fact that I'm a little, well, I gotta go back to the van anyways and grab my battery. I'm a little worried about her running off because she is not doing so well. Like this morning when I let her out and went to look for her, she was way down the hill. She came back and her hackles were up, and I'm like, what did you run into? Like, so this drops down quite a bit. I haven't really found a spot. This is supposed to dead end up here. I was just wondering if, like, at the end of this, there was a spot to camp as well to get away from that. But looks like it just continually drops down, which maybe I'll take her tonight. We'll go explore this way. We're gonna go back, and because I gotta grab my battery. Come on, we're gonna go this way. She's looking at me like, what? Just because I said we're doing the AZT, so we gotta go on the AZT. Now I know going that way, I have signal for about 3 miles. So it's from here to the highway is about a mile. Oh, the smells are so good. And if it wasn't for that breeze, temperature-wise, it's freaking awesome out here. But, sorry, I'm like going all over the place. I'm not gonna lie. I am, since it has not been warm at all. I mean, coming out of Montana, I drove through 3 snow squalls, and it's supposed to snow tonight. So I'm like, there's a part of me that even being here, which the temperature it is right here, right now is what it was. Well, not right now. Well, I guess you could say right now. Pretty much then highs for the next 3 days are what the highs were in Montana last week when it was super nice out. But even though I'm going to get a lot of it next week, I kind of want to go down to Black Canyon just to get some 90-degree days and warm up these old bones. Okay, we gotta grab the battery from the van. Nice thing about this spot is one of the good things about this spot is just the trees are opened up a fair amount, so there's multiple places I can park that I can get like lots of sun, even though I haven't used a lot of battery. Today I am going to try and put my auxiliary line into, but I think my battery's over here. We're not going anywhere. Here, say hi to chat. Don't knock it over, just say hi to everybody. It is charged. Okay, now we can go. Hopefully I locked it. Did I lock it? Yep. Okay, now we're gonna actually hit the AZT, and I think we're gonna go down that way. Down that way. And I know if I go about 2 miles that way, I used to have good enough signal from the last time I was up here, so we'll see. But anyways, going back to a couple of my original things, I was surprised because we got here a little bit later and I was hoping, Nari, this way, come on. We got here a little bit later than I was anticipating. So it was just like the sun had gone down like 20 minutes before we got here, so it was starting to get dark. Like there wasn't much light left. And as we were rolling in, there's a few camp spots like next to the main forest road up here that had people camp there, which is unusual for a Monday night. So I was like, what the heck? So it must be like some snowbirds still working their way north. But I was like, that's unusual. Nari, hey, you're missing the trail. Nari, right here. You missed the trail. It's right here. Right here. She's like, oh, we're not running down a road? No, we're going down the trail. Weirdo. Yeah. Last time I was on this, we actually came across, which by the way was exactly a year ago, and we came across a bunch of thru hikers. The reason why I know it was exactly a year ago is because as I was talking to them, I was like, oh, depending on your timing, you might hit, because part of the Cocodona 250 course towards the end, is on the AZT. So I can maybe be able to catch some of them coming through. Would have been like the back of the backers or something. So I know it was the week before Cocodona. Now, I will say that there was snow up here a year ago. There was still some pretty good snowdrifts you had to run through. I will say that even though I've been consistently running above 5,000 feet, I can feel this 8,000 feet. So this is like a high altitude camp for me. And I'm already thinking forward to July, the first part of July, and I'm like, gosh dang, how am I gonna do this? Because I'm supposed to help out with the Western States live stream. But then I have a race the week after that in Silverton. So it's like, I was hoping to get to Silverton a week before to get used to that high altitude. And now I'm a little worried. I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I might have to figure out a way to, because I'll be in New Hampshire. So I got to talk to my friends and figure out what our schedule's like in New Hampshire. And I might have to leave them a little bit early. And doesn't sound like I'm breathing hard, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this altitude. But I might figure out, leave there a lot earlier than I was hoping. I know our race is two weeks out. Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. But I might have to leave like on a Monday or Tuesday, which I think is like right after our big hike. I'll have to see what they have planned for doing the week after that, because usually we try and knock out a couple more peaks, but they might just have to do some without me, and then I'll have to go early next year and try and take and cap those peaks without them, because we're trying to do the 4,000 foot peaks in New Hampshire. I do really enjoy this up here, this whole area. Now that I'm out of that wind, freaking overheating because of the sun. Because the sun exposure is no joke. There is one spot over on the other side of the highway that might actually be the nicest spot, only because it's only like a quarter-mile away from a trailhead for the AZT, and there's a pit toilet there. So you don't have to go and dig a hole or use like your portable. I try and avoid using my portable toilet as much as possible, just because I hate dumping and cleaning that thing. But out here, I don't really like digging a hole either because it is rock. So trying to dig a hole, it's not fun. Which would be why a lot of times I've noticed, like when Nessa was here, she was the same way. She would seek out, for whatever reason, she liked eating. Nessa only liked eating two kinds of poop, either deer poop or human poop. And so she would somehow find these lazy bastards that would just not even dig a hole and then put like 2 rocks on top of it. And you see a lot of that out here. And that, you know, that doesn't even make me as mad. It makes me mad, but not as mad as freaking dumping your freaking tank just right on the ground at the campsite. Like, you have to be a horrible, horrible human being. Like, I think you shouldn't even be allowed to have a freaking camper if that's what you're gonna do. I'm slowing down because she is like taking off, so I'm trying to teach her a lesson. I can't see if she can see me. I can barely make her out. Well, she did stop up there, but she could care less. Because I don't like this new independent, adventurous, what do I want to call it? Like, independent, adventurous, like, stage that she's going through. There's another word I was looking for, but she went now. I hear her crashing around, but I don't see her. There she is. She must be chasing chipmunks or squirrels or something. Oh, which goes back to another thing. I am, like I said, I am just all over the place. And by the way, sleeping last night, I did wake up with a little bit of a headache just because of the elevation. She was looking for me, but she was looking for me back there, so. But she saw me. Unlike Nessa, who I'd be yelling at her and she wouldn't be able to see me. She would just go straight back to the trail where she last saw me, and if I wasn't there, she would just go searching for me down back to the front of the trail. So I always had to make sure I wasn't past her on the trail. At least this little one was looking for me. We could move down this way. There's a few spots down here where we could camp. Oop. Problem is no, we still got 4 bars right here, so. But there's actually some nice spots right over here. So I might have to do that. Remember where they're at. Last time I was out here, somebody was cutting firewood. So I can see the main road right there. So the spot would have to have been back there somewhere. Although we could just do some exploring too. And just because I haven't done a lot of exploring back here as far as campsites go. I did on this road, there's a little part of the road I went up that just to scope it out because it's up on the hill with a little bit of exposure. So I was like, oh, this would be great for using the Starlink, even if I don't have good signal. But somebody left their water bottle right there, so there's a little bit of other trash. Chopping down trees. So there's the main road that parallels. There's a spot like right up there, but again, it's in the trees. It's like you can find a spot like right here, not in the trees, which there might be right here. I have no idea. That'd be like perfect. But the trail actually goes down this way, and it doesn't cross until you get up here low, like another, realistically, probably another mile. But that's the main road right there. And by main road, I mean the main Forest Service road coming back in here. There's lots of little offshoots on that road. I have to take my coat off. I do have a little bit of water, so I can use water just in case. I will doubtful. Yeah, I will need water. I went way back in here. Well, I think I streamed the first couple miles, but once I started losing connection, then I ended the stream. But I went way back in here one time and still didn't even come close to getting to the edge of the tree line where it starts turning into more, you know, deserty before it drops down off the plateau. And that's like at the, I don't know, probably 12, 13 mile mark from there. Again, I think it's like 30 miles probably. So I think I went like 8 miles back. I was still a good 5 miles from the edge of the tree part. Wow, this tree just blew down just recently too, because everything's still green on the tree. It's kind of crazy. Looks like it's still, the roots are still halfway attached. Ooh, I'm gonna take my coat off. I gotta find a spot up here to do that. Trying to figure out where the road is. I think I see, yeah, there's the road. So I'm trying to see, is there a spot like right here? Oh, she actually came back. She couldn't see me. Don't see anybody back here. Ain't no one. So it just must be snowbirds mid-travel on their way back. So they just found something close by to the highway. That's why there were so many people up at the beginning. There's the road. I see the road still. It kind of turns that way now. And then it turns back this way and goes up on the top of this hill, which is where we cross at, I'm pretty sure, if I remember right. Well, I think we might go over this, over the hill knob, and then we cross it, I think. Which would be, yeah, that'd be about right, because I know there's a sign up here that says from the sign to the highway is like, maybe I'm off. I want to say it said it was like either 1.5 miles or 2 miles, and it's actually 3 miles or a little more, because those 3 hikers that I was talking to, I passed them as I was going out, and then when I was coming back, they were sitting up here eating lunch, and I told them, I was like, hey, you know, I'm parked, you know, down over here, if you guys, depending on how far you guys are planning on going, because this was later in the afternoon, you know, you could always just share the campsite or whatever if you want some company or whatever. It's like, I have a huge campsite, and they're like, oh, we're actually waiting for like a ride. We're gonna go to Kaibab for a few days. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun, because they actually started, they didn't start here at the AZT, they started up in Utah somewhere. And they're like, yeah, he's supposed to be here in an hour. And I'm like, because he's going to meet him at the trailhead at the highway. And I'm like, well, you might want to get going then, because it's, you got 3 miles to get there. And they're like, really? The sign there, because the sign is just right over here. And they said the sign was like, I think it only said like 1-point-something miles. I'm like, yeah, that sign's wrong. I know, because I just ran the distance. Cool thing about if you can get up here further is you can see like all the stuff, the really cool stuff in Utah over here, the Grand Escalante, and shoot, I think you can see like what, technically I think you can see like Canyonlands, and this way you can see, if you know what you're looking at, you can see like where Bryce would be and Zion and stuff. But awesome views, like you could barely start seeing it now through the trees right there. I think that's technically Grand Escalante. So great views. So we got 4 bars. This seems a little odd to me that we have 4 bars still. They must have boosted the, actually it looked like they put up a new cell tower when I was coming through. So I wonder if they boosted the coverage. It's actually a better cell service here than I do 2 miles back where the van is parked. just hit the 2 mile mark, so, well, I guess it would probably only be about 1.5 miles because we went down the road for a little bit. But I'm thinking we might travel out here, see if we can find a good spot out here if the cell service is going to be this good. Usually, once you get out here, you start dropping to about 2 bars. So, I will take 4 bars all day. Whew. Here just to look at the views. Man, there you go. Now you can kind of see it. See if I can zoom in for you guys. There you go. This should be Grand Escalante up there. Really cool. Really cool. If I remember my stuff right. Oh man. I wish there was a spot up here on top of this hill, but I don't think the road gets close enough to up here. In fact, I'm almost positive it doesn't. I can see the road right there, but it kind of goes that way, I thought. Maybe not. I don't know, maybe I'll just have to run the road back and just see if we can find a good spot. Because if it's gonna be, yeah, I still got 4 bars, so I still got 4 bars. Oof, I gotta take my coat off. Now with that wind, I can't feel that wind. The sun exposure is making me sweat. Horrible. Here, I'm gonna set the phone down here. She's chewing on stuff. She's gonna have horrible tummy issues, I'm afraid, because she's eating all sorts of mixture of stuff. Everything she doesn't need to eat. Okay, shove my coat in here. I need to I need to write my training plan for Kendall Mountain. It's just going to be a short 8-week training plan, mostly speed stuff since it's a shorter race, but also come up with my UTCT training plan and figure out when I am going to start that training plan, because I think it'll have to be September. I'm going to try and blow my nose out. I don't think I'm going to be successful. No, not really. Oh, she's coming to see what I was doing. Where are you going? What are you doing? I mean, one good thing about us being up here, especially like last night, this morning, is for me the temperature was perfect inside the van for sleeping, all that kind of stuff. She's not used to it being that cold, so in preparation for our overnight backpacking trips that we have planned, I need to get her used to that. And so my first step is she needs to get used to being covered up with a blanket or something. So last night and this morning, not so much last night, but this morning, she was loving the blanket being over her, keeping her warm. All these little flies flying around. The next step, and we're gonna do this in, coming? There she goes. In late May, is we're gonna actually do a tent camping trip. I think we're gonna go back into the Missouri River Canyon. There's a nice campground there, but there's also a nice little some dispersed camping areas around there that you can camp on, because she's gonna have to get used to sleeping in a tent too. I don't think she'll have a problem with it, but I definitely want to get her used to it. Okay, here's the road. Now we went up the road that way last time, and I don't remember seeing any really good camp spots. I think we might run up that way anyways, again. And then we're just gonna come back on the road. So, yeah, I tried to make it to this Joe's Reservoir thing, and I was still like a couple miles away. Where's the sign? It's over on this side. I just gotta see what it says. Yeah, it says 2 miles. So it does say 2 miles. It is 3 miles from here. It's actually like 3.2 or something like that. So when I found those thru hikers last time I was up here, I guess she wants to take the road anyways. This is a really cool part of the trail though. It only gets better like right here. But it's really rolly, and I can't go too far down that because I will lose signal. So we're gonna go up here to the road and just, I have dropped down to 3 bars now. So if there's any camp spots up here, it may not be the best anyways. But I see one road kind of going up on the hill here. So instead of sticking to the main road, I'm gonna check out the other road, because I would love to have some good, awesome views. It is quite windy. One thing about my van, I have like the whole driver's assist warning thing turned off, because it's annoying more than anything. Wow. But it still has like this driver alert warning thing that comes on when if you're like riding a line, or if you switch lanes without signaling, it'll pop up. Well, it was so windy the whole drive yesterday that, like, at first it pops up and it's like, what's the word? It says driver alert, driver's rest suggested. And then if it goes on for even just a little bit more, and that pops up in yellow. And then the next is like, it pops up in red, and it's like, it says driver's rest now. It doesn't even give you like a warning. It tells you, like, it yells at you, you rest now. It's like, I don't need a rest. I'm freaking battling 40-mile-an-hour winds right now. Like, it's not because I need rest. Somebody has recently been out here. This is not what I was hoping for. So this is not going to work, I don't think. And we are continuously, oh no, we're back to 4 bars. I guess we can go cruise down this way a little bit and see. But this is not what I was envisioning where this road was going. I need a new signal booster too. Mine is not working. I don't know what happened to it. Like the green light saying it's turned on doesn't even come on. And I checked the inline fuse, I checked the fuse on the fuse box, I checked power going straight to it. I guess getting power, it sure doesn't do anything to it. So down to 3. Like if I didn't have to worry about cell service, relying on cell service, I would come back here. Like it's still good enough I can get messages and all that. As long as I can have my Starlink on. I mean, I would even say I'm good to stream from up here. So if that's the case, I might stay here for a few more days. Just gotta find a good spot. But it's like, I came down this road because it looked like there was some clearing in the trees. And we are not on the AZT right now, just for everybody's edification. Another cool thing about being up here though is there's all these old forest roads like this, so double track that you can run on, so you don't get bored. You can stay here a week and you could run a different route every day. Well, she's gonna get quite a few miles, that's for sure. I think I'm gonna lose signal because we're dropping down. I think we're gonna lose signal here pretty quick. I gotta check out a seasonal spring right here really quick. I see where, follow her and see where this road goes. It's crazy sometimes how the seasonal springs just pop out of nowhere out here. Like to the point where you can hear the water running. Okay, so they do the same fire mitigation strategy here as they do in Montana. So you can see like the base of the Ponderosa is all black. But here's the difference. Do you see any of the trees actually dying? Like even the branches are still green. Although this actually could be from a forest fire too. But either way, it's not dead. Yeah. Because there was a big forest fire nearby here In fact, I think technically the AZT is closed. Onyx maps that it's closed. And I'm pretty sure there's a sign at the trailhead saying that it's closed. Yet people still like attempt at the AZT FKTs and stuff here. Which there's a part of me that really wants to attempt doing an FKT attempt on the AZT. It is not an easy trail, but I just don't think I could even come close to doing it. And it's amazing to me that and I'm only dropped down to 40% on my battery. Okay, so this is the end of the road. It perceives to be. It's not a bad little area. If I'm being honest. What is our... I think I could get... satellite? Good enough? Depending on where I position myself, what do we have for signal? Yeah, we're only at 2 bars right here, so. Not knowing, I think if I set the satellite up right here, I would be good. Problem is, this is not the most level area to park. But I think we would be good for the satellites. Because I think there's enough satellites up now that it doesn't skip. So it's bad. So in between these 2 trees, I think we'd be good. Or if the cord is long enough, I could probably set the dish up here. Just depends on the angle. Those trees right there might be in the way. Well, we're gonna run back on the road, but this is an option. This is definitely an option. There's no views though. So, I don't know. It's nice because you're so far off the beaten path that you wouldn't have to worry about anybody back here. 0 people. But it is definitely, the signal isn't as good. I've dropped down to 2K on my signal strength. But we'll continue on. This is just a lazy run anyways. Be at a 10K. Do you need some water? You might need some water. Let me get up here where I'm kind of up a little bit, and then I'm gonna stop and give her a little bit of water. She is not used to this hot, dry air, even though it's not that hot. But when you're a girl that first 4 months of your life was, you know, minus Celsius, easy. I was gonna say minus Fahrenheit even, a lot of the times, but definitely minus Celsius. She got acclimated to that cold. Well, she don't know it, but no matter where we go, it's going to be hot and dry. Montana's hot and dry. Arizona's hot and dry. The only place that isn't hot and dry that we're gonna go is the Northeast. Oh, so I need to plan that. One of my friends, Switty, I need to say hi to him. Hopefully he's there. I know he's going on a trip to, one of his friends is getting married, so he's going to Kaibab. And then, I just don't know when that is. And then, I have to stop and say hi to Monsey. So, I gotta spend at least 2 days in DC area. And I'll have to do that before I go to New Hampshire. Okay, I got a good enough signal, so I'm gonna give her some water. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some water there, sweet girl. I'm gonna give you some water. Wait, I gotta put the water in there first. Okay, I gotta put the water in first. Okay, that's all you get because we gotta conserve it just in case. Yeah, gotta conserve it just in case. I know. She's like, motherfucker, give me more water. I know, you drank that down, which is good. Yeah, it's good that you drank it down. Yeah. Okay, you ready? Let's keep going. Keep it going. I mean, that was a good 4 ounces of water I gave her there. I don't have much left now. Probably closer to 6 ounces because I had about 10 ounces in my bottle, and I would guess and say I only have about 2 left. I don't have much left. So. I will say this Strava run is not going to look the best. I think we've averaged like 15 minute, no, it's less than 16 minute, more than 15 minute miles. It goes the whole way. I've been goofing off and taking my time to get used to the altitude, all that kind of stuff. So, plus 12 hours of driving yesterday. My legs are a little stiff. Well, I should say 12 hours of van time. Actual driving wasn't quite 12 hours. And I don't know if I got some bad gas or what, but put this back on. Sorry everyone. Had a loose line on my vest bouncing around, so I had to snap it. So I don't know if I got some bad gas or what, but my van, I mean, it's never had a lot of power. It's a V6, but maybe it's just because the power bands are different now because I have my bigger tires on. But it was struggling to power up some of those hills. I've done, and this is why I think it was bad gas. I went up the pass right outside. It's not really a pass. We call it Boulder Hill, but essentially it is a pass. I went up that and had no problem. Like, it did downshift. I had to downshift down into 6th to get up it, but I still was able to do my 75 on my speedometer, but which is really about 84 real speed. I was able to do that no problem. And then climbing up the actual Continental Divide Pass before you drop down into Butte, I had no issues there. I think I was in 7th the whole time. And I was thinking about when I was, it's only been a few days since, whichever vehicle it was that drove back here, So I can see my footprints, and they're more obvious than the vehicle tracks. But anyways, this would be a good spot right here. And technically, this is Forest Service land, so I could just pull my van out anywhere, really. There's no views here, though. But man, this would be a good spot to pull off and just camp. Like, 4 bars right here too. Huh. I'd have to think about that. I just don't know. Like, if I pulled off over there, I think I could get flat enough. And the nice thing is I have my wheel chocks. So, and technically I could probably use those to get up off the ground if I needed to jump my level a little bit. Or I see some rocks here. That's what I've done in the past, is just drove up on some rocks. But anyways, and then I drove like the whole way over to oh, this is right where it meets that too. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. We might just do some exploring. We got time. I don't think anybody's gonna be coming out here on a Tuesday. But we did the drive to Gorges, and I got, now granted, that pretty much that whole trip was a lot slower. Like, the speed limit is 70 on the interstates in Washington and Oregon. So that means I think I had my speedometer or my cruise control set for 65. So 10 miles an hour slower. I was getting like 13 miles to the gallon, which in realistic terms, because of the difference in my mileage, what my van says I'm getting for mileage versus what I'm actually getting, I'm getting about 15, which is what I was getting before. Yesterday, it couldn't have been bad gas. I don't know what was going on, because I didn't fill up again until I hit Idaho Falls, and I was having the issues before Idaho Falls, where maybe it was a high altitude, but all through Idaho and Utah and all that, I couldn't even climb the easiest hill even dropping down into 5th gear where I'm trying to do in 5th gear at 70, I'm at like 5,200 RPM, and I still wasn't able to climb, accelerate. I was barely able to maintain. So I don't know what was going on, but there must be something going on. And I'm kind of wondering if it's my transmission, because I was having issues with my transmission a year ago where I had to be driving down the road and it would go to downshift and it would just start going in and out of gears, and it wouldn't kick into a gear. And actually it was more, not necessarily downshifting, but more upshifting, with issues I was having. Because I would like downshift to accelerate past somebody, and then when I went to go, you know, back off to get back in, I wonder where that goes. It wouldn't find a gear to get back in. Oh, there's finally my low power. Where's the trail? So this is another area I was like, oh man, if we could get up in there. Because up here you have the views, but there's no way to get up there. I wonder where that goes. She's like sprinting around everywhere. That's so she oh geez. There's a tree right here that's dead, like broken off, and I just saw it. And it scared the shit out of me. I didn't know what it was. Like some sort of animal or something. I was like, what the hell was that? Oh, I gotta tell you guys a story. Thinking of that. So, back in that area where me and Nari like to go for, because you awesome outcroppings to just sit on and watch the sunset, we decided to go down that game trail just to see where it went. And it does come out on even a couple more outcroppings. It's not easy traveling, because I mean, you can tell some people have hiked out that far, but it is just a game trail. Like that's what the elk and the deer have been using. But anyways, we're coming back, and the little butthead here, she was further up the trail, and we're going uphill. Like we kind of went through like a little bit of a draw, and so I was starting to go uphill, and she was a little ways ahead of me, and all of a sudden here jumps out this freaking wild animal from above out of the bushes and makes this little sound. It was her. She was purposefully trying to scare me. It was and she thought it was the funnest thing in the world. Like she literally was like just so proud of herself. I want to see where this goes. I don't think it goes where I want it to go, but hey, Nari, let's go check this out. We're just exploring anyways. There's no road sign here though, which is concerning, because I don't want to get yelled at by the freaking Forest Service, the rangers, because they do come through here quite a bit. Yeah, she thought it's like my heart freaking skipped. Like I seriously thought a freaking bear was jumping down on me. and it was just her. I'm like, what got into you? She's never done that before. Although she will, like every now and then I kind of play, not really hide and seek, but you know, I kind of chase her, then run behind a door or whatever. So she knows I'm there, and then she'll jump around the edge of the door like, rah, and she'll do that. But she's never done it on a trail before to try and purposefully, you know, scare me. A little butthead. It was so funny. Okay, this doesn't go anywhere where I was hoping it went to. I was hoping it went up that, because that's nice and wide open. This is not nice and wide open, so. All right, come on, we're gonna go back. Just like, motherfucker, why did you make us come down here? Yeah, I know, your tongue is hanging out. So we'll just go back. 2 miles. 2 miles to go. That's why I wanted to save a little bit of the water, just in case. Which is one reason why I'm kind of glad we're not in Black Canyon right now, because I don't think she'd be able to handle the 90 degree heat. Or 95, whatever it's supposed to be today down there. Looks like somebody camped right here at one point. But it looks like the Forest Service broke up the little fire ring to stop people from camping here. But I mean, there's nothing that says you can't camp there. That's the thing, is this is all like the Forest Service land here. Like, you can't drive off-road, but I'm pretty sure it's okay to just camp wherever. If I drive off road, I mean, you couldn't just like decide, I'm just gonna go drive down there. That ain't gonna work. For those tuning in, we're not on the AZT right now. The AZT is actually just right on the other side of this little ridge. I am out scoping for new campsites. This road on the way back. So we ran the AZT out, but now we're running the road. Must be some sort of little spring over here. If you find these out, it's nice and green, and you see these little fences around protecting them. And we are running so slow because I am acclimating to the altitude. Even though here lately I've been consistently going over 6,000 feet. And we're only 2,000, not even 2,000 feet higher than that right now. We're in the Goldilocks zone for high altitude training. Which is one reason why I like coming here. But I will say, if you truly really want to do well, I gotta take a little walk break. Should live high, train low is definitely the best. And and as far as training low, it's more if you're going to do any sort of high intensity type workouts. It is kind of crazy that I was worried last night when we got here because there were so many people in the spots by the highway that I thought this place would be packed, because those aren't normally the spots people want. Why would you want to be next to the highway or closer to the highway? There's 0 people past. So a little ways on the road that we're parked on, which is a little offshoot of this road. So about, I don't know, 1/10 of a mile highway side from there. From that person, this direction there, we haven't seen anybody. So technically I would be the last person in. I think there's a spot right here from past experiences running down the AZT. I thought I remember seeing somebody right up here somewhere. Whew. Maybe not. It's nice and wide open, that's for sure. The thing I don't like about it is it's right on the main road, but we've seen 0 people out here. It does look like there's a spot right here once you get in the trees again. Like, really? I'd like to be right over there. The trail is right there on this side of that berm. So it is only 100 yards that way. Looks like there used to be a spot over here maybe. And it does look like people have used this, but not recently. So not this year yet. Not since the snow has melted. Now I came through here, I guess it's been a couple months now, and there was a lot of snow. So it is a little, I don't know when all the snow melted up here, so I don't know how long people have been coming up here. But I thought, based upon all the snowstorms we've been getting in Montana, and paying attention to some of the pro runners in Flagstaff that have been getting snow as well, with the same snowstorm we've been getting snow from. I thought this would be, I was worried there was going to be still snow up here when I came up here. Because last year, there was, we're going to go this way. We got to check everything out. Although I feel bad because she's obviously thirsty and we got easily another 1.5 miles back. But like I said, last year at this exact same time, there was snow up here still. This goes way back in there. I really want to find a new spot, but We might just have to drive around a little bit and see. And if we can't find a spot, we'll just go right back to where we were at. Okay, let's go back. This goes way back there. It goes back way further than I was thinking. Okay, come on. Somebody made a little wigwam shelter over here. I don't see anybody over there, but I definitely hear something over there. It must just be a squirrel or something. She hears it too. She's gonna go check it out. And then it looks like way out there, it looks like somebody's been piling up some firewood. Must not be anything. She's coming back. Which makes me wonder if there's a way to get up over there too. Hi, sweet girl. Okay, well, let's head back. Let's try and get you back. It's kind of crazy now that we're back up over here again. That breeze is cold. Like, when we were over there, it was turned into a warm breeze. Oh, yeah, there is a way to get back up here. There is a way. This might be a W spot. This is a nice spot, other than the fact that I would not be able to use my Starlink. We have 4 bars of 4G LTE though. This is a W spot though. Man, I mean, it's close to the main road, but you're far enough away that it's pretty nice. Okay, we might have to start. Might have to come here. I mean, I could probably. No, I wouldn't be able to. I was gonna say I could probably still use it if I got far enough away. I got like a freaking 100-foot cord with my freaking Starlink. It's probably not that, it's probably 50 foot. But still. But I mean, I have 4 bars here. Huh. There's a AZT right there. I can see it. So there's this spot. Well, I think we're just going to jump down on the AZT and go back. Because I think we're going to we might come to this spot. And so I will be driving by anything up there too. But I think that's going to be our spot. You can't even see, like, anybody that's driving by, the road noise should be not so bad, even. So, we're just going to come down here and jump on the trail. Like I said, it is right here. Like, I can see it right there. So it is. Oh, there it is right here. I knew it was right here because I can see it. But, so we'll just head back and I think we only got like maybe a mile. Because she definitely needs some water. And then I might try and things up really quick and just drive over here. Because the nice thing about that is, well, at least from what I can see right now, nobody has dumped their fucking RV tank right there. So should be pretty good. It's kind of crazy that I have 4G right there, where up here are 4 bars, 4G. Up here where I'm closer, I think I only have 3. But also, usually it looks like on my phone I have more bars on my phone than I do on my MiFi. Whew. That elevation's getting to me today. I'm definitely gonna have to pull out my other water bottle. Start carrying 2, one for her, one for me. Although if it's anything like when I used to run with Nessa, she would blow through her water bottle, and then I'd end up having to give her like half of mine or more, and then I would get done and be just hurting. So dehydrated, just death marching back. I still think the spot I have right now is definitely the best spot, because you're like a ways off the main road. You have strong signal. There's definitely a spot right here. That is definitely a spot. That's a good spot if you don't need man, what do we got for signal here? I might just change it here. I'll have to think about this. I'm not gonna get full charges on my batteries from there though. That's a W spot too. That, if you don't have to worry about charging your batteries, is actually an awesome spot. Just because you have shade and stuff. Maybe we'll see a spot. It's really nice. Yeah, as we drive in. I'm thinking the other spot is where I want to be. It is kind of crazy that somebody chopped up a lot of firewood and set it there. But they didn't like split it at all. Now some of it didn't need to be split, but most of that would probably need to be split. But so we're gonna chop up all this firewood and not use any of it. Still go back to one time when me and Nessa were camped at our favorite spot down in Madera Canyon area, and it's all dispersed camping, and there's like 12 actual numbered sites, but there's a few more that aren't numbered as well that are definitely like a designated dispersed camping area. You know, has been built up with a fire ring, all that kind of stuff, even though it's not numbered. But I had one guy, he must have parked down, he was just walking down the road, and he came up, he saw me sitting in the back of the van with I think I was working on something on my computer, and I might have just been reading my book, I don't know. And Nessa was just lounging out, and he came walking up. He's like, "Oh, like you're allowed to camp here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's a big sign that even says it's dispersed camping, buddy." Like when you had to walk by a huge sign that says dispersed camping, and then and he's like, you don't have to get a permit? No. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, and after he left, I was like talking to Nessa. I'm like, where the hell does that guy camp at? Normally, where you need a permit. And like the only permits that I know of is for backcountry, like backcountry wilderness areas or national parks. Like, what are you talking about, a permit? Like even like actual, what do you call it? Modern National Forest Service campgrounds with picnic tables and all that. They cost like usually, you know, anywhere from $15 to $40 on some of them. And some of them are first come, first serve. Some of them are you can reserve online. But it's like, even those you don't need a permit. So I was so confused. I'm like, what are you talking about, a permit? And that area, the funny thing about it is it's actually BLM, which BLM would never require a permit. So I just, yeah. And then, but the way he was like questioning me when I told him answers, it was like, he didn't believe me. Because he kept saying, "Are you sure?" Not really like, "Are you sure?" But more of a like, "Are you sure?" Like, he knew the right answer, but he was questioning me, you know, to make sure I knew the right answer. But in the way of like what I was saying was wrong. And I'm like, no. Been going there for years, buddy. I do need to find some better places, or not some better, but some different places though, because that place, we're getting close to the road. I thought, yeah, we should be really close to the road, based upon what my watch says. Anyways, that place will get really busy, especially like December, January, February time frame with all the snowbirds. You can stay there for 14 days. And here's the road. It's like, should be right here. Hey, here's the road. Like, what the hell? And there's a lot of BLM around there. And I think there's some area that you can, I'm gonna plug my phone down. I got plenty of battery to get back. But going towards like Box Canyon, I think there's a lot of area around there that you can do. Now I like where I'm at because I never have to dig a hole or use the portable toilet in my van, because most of the time I just run down to the trailhead, which is where the pit toilet is. No matter how far away I am, whether it's I'm at my favorite spot, which is a third of a mile away, or if you're down at the very far end, which is like a mile and a half. It's like all the times I've been caught out in the city of Helena doing like a 10K loop or something. Where'd little butthead go? Nari, come on. I can run a mile and a half having to poo. And it was actually kind of nice with me and Nessa, because especially when it was warm out there, we could run or walk down there every afternoon. It was a nice little walk in the heat of the day because of the creek, and she loved just going to the creek and laying in there. And there we go, there's the and it'll stop that. And I would carry down my like 2 of my gallon jugs, or even 4 sometimes, and fill up our waters. And so she got to go play in the creek and cool off. I'd be filling up our waters. It's all good. Nari, hey, Nari, come on, over here. She's heading over to where that guy dumped. Guy or girl, I don't know who it is, but I would imagine it's a guy. Say what you want, but I cannot imagine a girl doing that. Just dumping freaking their black tank, their poo all over the fucking, and right next to, like, this is a huge freaking campsite. Like, I've seen people with their fifth wheels, like multiple fifth wheels out here, like doing group camping, because that's how big this thing is. You can easily fit 4 fifth wheels pretty easy. Okay, come here. You need to get a drink. Get up there and get a drink. Get a drink. There you go. Okay, well, I might see you guys tonight again, because she's definitely going to have to do something. So if we do some exploring, we will definitely, oh, she can eat her breakfast finally. We'll definitely go live. And then I got to figure out tomorrow morning, like I said, we might go down to Black Canyon. We'll see. I'm going back and forth whether I just want to stay here until Sunday morning, and then just find a spot down there, like even if it's a shitty spot, because after that I'll be busy. Like Monday I will be doing stuff for the live stream, to include like Monday night. I'll be in the hell is the town called? I'll be on Whiskey Row. Starts with a P. I'm almost positive. I don't know. I can't think of it, but. And then Tuesday night I'll be in Sedona. And Wednesday night, from Wednesday night on, I'll be in Flagstaff. So, yeah. So really, like, I'd only have to find like a place we can park for Sunday night, really. Because we'll have to be waking up early anyways to get out of there. But we are going to move, I think. Okay, well, that's going to be it, everybody. For those of you on Twitch, smash the follow button if you haven't. For those of you on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on, follow me on my socials. Go to Shadowrunner.com for coaching or media content stuff. But I'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.